All righty. And here we are live. Let's get into the. No, I'm not freaking Keemstar, bro. What's up, man? How y'all been? I hope everything's been going good. Today is just me doing a solo podcast. So, what's up, guys? I'm your boy T. Thank you for coming to T's Hot Take Podcast. I'm your host today, Cole Alexander. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys have a great day. I guess we're gonna name the title of this one "All Alone." That's gonna be the title of this podcast, "All Alone." And we got some pretty good topics that we're gonna jump into today. We got Blake Griffin signs with the Celtics. Lakers big three play in the preseason. Tyler Herro signs a 4-year extension, and Ben Simmons debut. And also, we got a hot take at the end of the podcast, just like every podcast. So be sure you guys stay tuned, check that out at the end. But before I end this off, I just want to say real quick, be sure you support all of our links, support our YouTube, whatever platform you listen to our podcast on. Be sure you guys subscribe, download the podcast, do whatever you can to show support. I appreciate all the love. We go live on Twitch. We post it on YouTube. We post it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We try getting this podcast literally everywhere you can see it. So be sure you guys show the support. It's really greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into this, though. Blake Griffin signs with the Celtics. The Boston Celtics are signing Blake Griffin to a 1-year guaranteed deal. Blake Griffin is a veteran big man, age 33, standing at 6'9". He will be filling the hole for Robert Williams III while he is out for the start of the season. Blake Griffin can help this young team off the court, but I don't know how much he can on the court. But we will have to wait and find out. Does Blake Griffin signing actually help the Celtics? That is a question I actually really want to go about because thinking about it, let me take this off real quick. You're getting a little hot, y'all. Blake Griffin signing with the Celtics, does he actually help? Let's see. Off the court. Off the court, we know he's gonna know the game of basketball. He's 33 years old. Like they said, he's a veteran big man. You know what I mean? There's young talent. Jason Tatum, Robert Williams III. There's so much young talent over there in Boston right now. I could definitely see off the court him with his knowledge and everything like that. I don't know how much he actually understands basketball, like his IQ wise, like LeBron or something like that. But I know that he has to know something, especially being a veteran big man in the NBA, playing with the Clippers, going to the playoffs multiple times, losing a lot of game sevens. Like, I really think that he could definitely help bring some inspiration or bring a boost that they need mentally. But on the court, him doing his thing, he's not the same player anymore. I don't know how much that's actually going to help them on any type of defensive side or anything like that. Because the only thing this dude can really do now is like shoot a 3-pointer, and he's still shooting. I think it was like 30%. I know it's nowhere high. So it's not like he has a terrible 3-pointer, but he also doesn't have a good one. And then he's also just kind of playing this role of a extra man, basically. That's what he's been playing with the Nets, just an extra man. And I don't know how him coming to the Celtics and playing these big minutes and playing like actual, hey, we need you to filling in Robert Williams III's shoes while he's out is not easy at all. That dude is a big rim protector. He is a lob that you can always throw him up a lob. Blake Griffin, you can still throw him lobs, yes, but he's not like he was back in the Lob City days. So he's not going to catch the lob like that. He's not going to be a lob threat. He's not even going to be that big of a shooting threat. Like, he's really just I ain't gonna lie, I feel like he's just an extra player out there on the court, to be honest. And I don't see him really doing anything to impact this Celtics team. I don't see him helping them, and I don't see him making them worse, you know. But I mean, you never know. The veteranness. What the fuck am I saying? He is a veteran, like I said, though. He could still come in. He could still really help out. You know, he could develop some of those guys. I don't know how much he could help with Jason Tatum and like Jaylen Brown and everything like that. But I know maybe with along the lines of Robert Williams III, he could definitely help out with him. I mean, he could teach him a lot of things. He could tell him movement, space on the floor, how to get ready for that lob. Because you got to think he played with the Clippers and Chris Paul for so long. They were called the Lob City Threats or something like that. I can't remember right now. Or they were just called Lob City. I think they were just called Lob City. And literally, him, DeAndre Jordan, they just catch lobs all the time. Pick and roll, Chris Paul. You know you was going to see at least one lob a day from one of those guys. You know what I mean? Like finishing it, not throwing it, finishing it. And he could help. Like, he could help understand maybe the floor on where he needs to be, how to position Robert Williams III better for his scoring, or how to just be more effective on the big man side. Like, Blake Griffin was a monster on the offensive side. Maybe he could unlock Robert Williams' offensive game. I know Robert Williams already. He's not like crazy offensively, but he's also very good offensively at the same time, which is hard to explain and make sense of. But most people understand because his game is just hard ass defense, getting the fucking block, destroy you. You know what I mean? I just don't know, man. But we got to actually get past that topic. I only have 26 minutes today because that's how much time we got left to be able to upload on Buzzsprout for Apple Podcasts and stuff like that. So just a little insider. All right, Lakers big three play in the preseason. LeBron expects to play more preseason games this season than he had last year. He played 3 of the 6 preseason games last year, so we can definitely expect him to play 4 more games this season. Well, preseason, which is kind of weird for me, honestly. Darvin Ham revealed that for the first press on game, there is a particular. I think I might have typed that wrong, but let's just say Darvin Ham. He revealed that for a potential starting lineup could be Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Damian Jones. And I ain't gonna lie, that's actually kind of scary for a preseason game because I just want y'all to say, imagine if you heard these names 5 from 6 years ago. You wouldn't be able to hear Kendrick Nunn's and stuff like that, of course. But that's scary. You hear Russell Westbrook from 5 years ago, you're like, holy shit. LeBron James from 5 years ago, you're still saying holy shit. Anthony Davis from 5 years ago, you're saying holy shit. You're gonna ask yourself, how does this team not win a playoff team? I literally thought about that. I was like, man, if this team gathered 5 years ago, this would have been scary, like scary as shit. You got to think Russ was in his prime of triple doubles. LeBron still right now to this day is still LeBron. Anthony Davis, maybe he wouldn't be as injury prone. I mean, I know he still had injuries and was going on and off, but I think 5 years ago was before that. That injury with the Pelicans that had him out for a while. I'm saying I'm not 100% sure. Don't fact me on all that. But I know 5 or 6 years ago, if you would have had these people on the same team, demolished the entire league damn near, dude. That would have been scary as shit. Like you would have needed the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant on it to beat this team. Because you got to think, you would have had an MVP LeBron. You can literally go back to any fucking season of LeBron. He's damn near MVP. You could grab LeBron MVP. Anthony Davis definitely would be around there. Fucking, that dude would be nasty, bro. He was so different on the Pelicans than when he came to the Lakers, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw. Just go watch the Pelicans games and go watch the Lakers game. I don't know what it is, but he's played a lot different for the Pelicans. He was a lot more dominant. Just that dude was scary, man. He's still scary now today. Don't get me wrong, but like I was saying, he was just a lot scarier. But there was another part. But I was saying if you was just saying, but this isn't 5 to 6 years ago, sadly. These players aren't who they used to be. Do you think the offseason could play a factor for them in the regular season is the question that I wanted to know. Is this really going to help them if they go in and they play 4 games as a big 3 in the preseason? Honestly, my opinion, no, because they're not going to be playing actual NBA teams that they're going to be going up against. Will it help them get ready to maybe get into a game ready form? I would say that because you got to think they haven't played games in forever. Have they played an actual NBA game? No, there is no actual NBA games going on right now. There's other things, Drew League, stuff like that, but that is completely different from the NBA. Everyone says that. Everyone knows that if you're a basketball player. How big is really the preseason and you, the big 3 going in, going to help? You're playing against people who aren't playing their best lineup, who aren't playing their best team. So you're going to play against just basically, all right, how do I put this? You're playing against like level 70 to 80 overalls on 2K whenever they could have some 90s out there, but they're just not, they're never playing the entire game. So how is this really finna help you at the end of the day if you're just playing just some regular competition that you'd play if you went and played, in training camp or something like that? Because if Russ, LeBron, and AD are on the same team, like who's going to stop them on their own roster? Who's going to stop them on a training camp? That's why I'm just like, I see this as like a training camp game, to be honest, because like Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kendrick Nunn, Damian Jones. I can see where it helps Kendrick Nunn. He has not played a game. He's injured. That would help him tremendously. Damian Jones, tremendously. LeBron, he is old. He's 20 years in this league now, guys. This is his 20th training camp. That is insane to say. There's literally only 9 players, I think, or 7 that has ever been able to say that in NBA history. What does he need more preseason games for? Unless it is to get a little bit of rust off from what you get during the offseason. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know why LeBron would want to play more games this preseason, honestly. It makes sense to me, but then it doesn't a lot because, I mean, why not just wait till regular season and actually just play in the regular season? Like, you're LeBron James, dude. You're literally a freak of nature. You're amazing still to this day. Anthony Davis, I don't understand it. Damian Jones and, like I said, Kendrick Nunn, I can see why those two would do it. They've been going through injuries. They haven't played, especially Damian Jones, man. Like, Damian Jones every year has something going on. I would love to see 1 year healthy of Damian Jones where he gets like 70 games in. Oh my fucking God, that dude would be a beast. I feel like, I'm not going to lie to you. That's my honest opinion on that right there. All right. I got 6 minutes to talk about this. Oh man, I ain't got that much time at all. All right, let's go ahead and go over this real quick because I'm going to skim through this. So we're going to skip one of the topics, go back to it. Ben Simmons' debut. Ben Simmons is set to play his first game for the Brooklyn Nets today. He hasn't played since the 2020 season, losing Game 7 to the Hawks and being remembered as the one person who stopped them from winning. He passed the ball whenever he had a wide open layup or dunk. He could have attempted either one, and he didn't do it. He's been ashamed since, and ever since then, stopped playing for the Sixers and has gone to the Nets now. He just came back from surgery on his back, and there wasn't very much behind the surgery. Apparently, it was just some tissue or something like that he wanted to get out of the way. I couldn't remember what in the world it was. It was just like, I think it was back tissue. Apparently, he had like his back was uncomfortable or something like that. It wasn't actual legitimate pain to where like he couldn't move. I don't know. That just stuff does me. Let's get to the question. How important is this role going to be on the Nets? Now, I'm going to take a drink and I'm going to answer this. I'm going to let y'all think about it for a second. You got to think about it. How big is the role going to be on the Nets? Who's their point guard? Ben Simmons. Point guards normally, this is literally every team, unless you are just like the biggest superstar on the team, of course. Point guards are normally always dealt with, hey, it's your fault if you don't win us this game. Because if our team can't run the way it's supposed to, it's your fault. You're the point guard. You're supposed to make sure that we operate the best that we can, and that's why you're on the floor. Now, for Ben Simmons, this is where I'm about to get it. You're playing along Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Kevin Durant, we'll say he has 7 games where they're bad actual games throughout this. We'll say he has 7 bad games this season, Kevin Durant, okay? And we'll say Kyrie has 12, okay? Those games, either Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving will possibly be blamed for the loss. Just hear me out. Because you know they're going to score. They're still going to do something to impact that game, whatever it is, whether it's ball handling, whether it's getting other players open because you got to double team Kevin Durant still, whether it's anything. These players are still going to make opportunities for others. Now, Ben Simmons, on the other hand, they're going to ask him to play make, and they're going to ask him to defend. I don't see them asking him, hey, we need you to shoot the ball like this. Like, you have Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Like, you literally have shooters. So you're going to look at Ben Simmons. I need you to get other players involved. I need you to get the team involved. I need you to get the whole unit playing right together. I need you to run the floor for us. Because just like last year, Kyrie Irving told James Harden, you are the point guard. I'm the shooting guard. Like, he literally told him, you're the point guard. I'm the shooting guard. Like, you pass the ball to everyone. I take the shots, basically. And that's what this is going to be. This is going to be another one of those opportunities where Ben Simmons, the games that he plays bad, he's going to get put under the bus as, yeah, dude, that was your fault. And I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of the games, I feel like, because he has a lot of pressure on him this season. Now, on the other hand, let's say Kevin Durant drops 20 points on 6 for 18 shooting, which is not a good game for him at all. And he drops 4 assists and 6 rebounds. We're not going to look at him and be like, oh, you had a bad game. You did that. No, people are going to look at the 20 points, the 7 rebounds, the 3 assists, and be like, oh, I mean, he didn't have his normal game, but he had an okay game. But look at Ben Simmons over here. This dude had 4 points, 3 turnovers, only 5 assists this game instead of his normal 8, 9. You know what I mean? Like, Ben Simmons is going to be the reason why every Nets loss is a loss. There's going to be a couple of them where it's going to be actually KD or Kyrie's the responsibility for it. But man, I feel bad for Ben Simmons, man. I wouldn't want to be him, honestly, especially in this very upcoming season. I mean, you got 2 big stars to play with, and you have to produce. You have to produce. If you don't produce, dude, you're going to get hated by another organization. Not only by the upper office, front office, but by the fans, dude. And that's not going to be good at all. All right, I have to get off that topic because I got 8 minutes left. All right, 4 minutes to talk about this topic right here. Tyler Herro, the reigning 6th man of the year, signed a 4-year, $130 million contract extension with the Heat yesterday. While that is great for Tyler Herro, I'm actually very excited for this dude. This could actually impact Jordan Poole's next contract way more than any other contract extension. The bar was set for rookies at $100 million with 4 years. So you get them for 4 years, you give them $100 million. RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, and Anfernee Simons are among those who got contract extensions this season, but none of them hit even $110 million. So there was 107, 100, and 104 million is Jalen Brunson made 104, 107 million goes to RJ Barrett, and the 100 million goes to Anfernee Simons. Tyler Herro signed literally for 30 extra million. Basically, out of all of them, he's making a guaranteed extra 20 million over all those players within the amount of 4 years. So he's making an extra 5 million a year. Extra 5 million a year. And you can argue that he's not better than RJ Barrett or Jalen Brunson or Anfernee Simons. They all actually have a pretty good argument, but then you can also argue on how he is better. So it's actually really fucking crazy how all this sounds, because saying that none of these people signed for over 110, but then Tyler Herro comes and does it. The reason why this is so big, because Jordan Poole hasn't signed a contract yet. How close to 130 is he going to want to get? Like, I guarantee you he feels he's better than Tyler Herro, just like how Tyler Herro feels he's better than him. So what makes you think he's not going to sit down and be like, I mean, I want 130 million, just like Tyler Herro. Like, he's gotten the most out of all these, what used to be rookies 3 years ago. I want the same contract. Like, I want at least the same contract. Like, I'm better than the dude. And he's getting paid more. And he's getting paid this much. Like, I mean, I would completely understand where he came from. Like, I don't see how Jordan Poole doesn't come in that conversation saying, hey, I want 130 million. Like, how do you not? Like, you're Jordan Poole right now. You're young. You're balling out of your mind. You did great in the playoffs. And you're sitting here looking at people. Okay, RJ Barrett, 107 million. Respectable. Jalen Brunson, 104 million. You're a little happy. You're like, oh, 100 million. I'll take that any day. But then you see this kid from Miami. Didn't have a good playoff run. He had a good 6-man season. I mean, he had a good season. He didn't have a good playoff run at all, though. And that's where the biggest stars come out to show out, right? And yeah, he's getting a $130 million contract. How are you not going to look at your fucking organization and be like, how am I not at least going to make 130 million? I mean, I balled out for y'all in the playoffs. Y'all can say I was the reason why we won a couple extra games and actually made it to the championship. Because if y'all didn't have me, there's a big chance we didn't make it that far. And that is legit, because, I mean, where would they have that much scoring coming off the bench if it wasn't for Poole? Like, I honestly think this completely shapes up a whole different deal for Jordan Poole. If Tyler Herro signs this contract and say he only does sign $100 million, then there's no way Jordan Poole signs over $110 million contract. There's just no way. But now, since he has signed a $130 million contract, Tyler Herro, this dude, Jordan Poole, will sign a $130 million contract or more. There's no way he has taken $1 less. If he does, I am actually sorry for you, Jordan Poole. I don't know why the Warriors would do you like that. I would pay you, dude. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you look very promising, especially as saying another Steph fucking Curry. That is very promising. Like, how many people can you put in a Warrior system and say, hey, dude, I need to take Steph Curry's spot? No one. You can't ask that of a normal fucking kid. This kid's hooping. He's going to destroy the league one day, and I can't wait for him, man. Jordan Poole, you got my bag, man. Tyler Herro, I am literally happy you signed that $130 million contract. I think you well deserved it. Show up in the playoffs, and I really think you deserve it. All right, let's go and get on to our hot take because let's see how long we got left, y'all. 3 minutes. This is literally just perfect. Does preseason basketball actually matter as our hot take? And I know you guys are wondering, like, is this a hot take or is it? This is actually the biggest hot take you can actually get at the end of the day. This is debated so much. Why do we have preseason basketball? What's the point of preseason basketball? Well, we have the regular season. Why don't we just start playing in the regular season? Why we have these pre-games that don't count where people can get hurt, stuff like that. And literally, it's just to get people's feet wet. Honestly, if you want to be 100% legit. Yeah, I mean, they're out of basketball for a while. They're not used to it. Like, they are used to it. They're natural athletes. They've played the game for a long time. But just whenever it comes to preseason, I think that matters more for the young guns. Like the young people who are still finding who they are in the NBA. Like still to this day, Zion Williamson. We know this dude's a crazy star. We know he's amazing, super athletic, but he's still figuring out who he is as a person. He's still finding a foundation of what he wants to do, who he wants to be in the NBA, and what type of person he's going to carry on. That's why I think for young players, yes, it helps out a lot. Because then you go against a little bit of lower skill to get you eased into going into that regular season where you got to play harder players. But if you're at least 28 years old, around 30 years old, like, I don't see why you're playing more than 2. You want to be straight up honest with you. I think it would be a lot more beneficial for the other players who have a harder time in the NBA. Because, I mean, like we've seen, like we're saying with LeBron, if he's going out there to play 4 games this season, you expect him to walk over the preseason competition unless there is an actual NBA player who's going to play NBA minutes out there on the court, which there isn't a lot of them. That's why I'm just like, I mean, if you're older and you're experienced and you're a veteran, you should be able to just kill the preseason. You know, it should be a little white walk sweep. It should be like basically just spraying some WD-40 on your knees and elbows for them. But for Zion and other young people, I see it as more as building that WD-40 so you can use it later. If you want to say it like that, I don't know how we would say it and how weird it'd be, but I got a minute and 18 seconds left. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off this. My take on preseason basketball actually matter. For younglings, yes. For old guys, no. I'm sorry. That's just my take on it. Like there's pros and cons to it. You know what I mean? Figure out what are your pros and what are your cons and see what works best for you. You know, for me, I think the younglings would get the pros out of it. I think the older guys would just get nothing but cons because then you get an extra game under your belt, extra minutes that you could put in the playoff times. Like you never know. You never fucking know. What if you had 20 minutes left of your gas tank? Like legit 20 minutes left of your gas tank. And they wanted you to use 10 minutes of it in this preseason game, but you wanted to save for the most important shit. That's what I think you should do whenever you get older. Save it. You never know. That 20 minutes can matter a lot. That could be 1 extra jump. That could be 10 extra jumps, 50 extra jumps. You never know. Well, I'm going to keep talking. I'm just going to keep going and going and going. So let me go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate you guys supporting T's Hot Takes podcast. Be sure you guys tune in to Thursday for our next episode. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And I love y'all, man. All right. Give me a minute.